There are a few manufacturers that we thought may never feature here on Driving Electric. Some less likely than others, but without doubt Lotus had to be close to the top of that list. Then the British sports car maker revealed the Evija, an example of what's possible and a glimpse into the future of Lotus as a brand. Only a few lucky individuals will get their hands on one. But the big news is that, believe it or not, there are also more affordable, family-oriented models on the way. Models like this, the Lotus Eletre. And if you didn't see Lotus making an electric car, you almost certainly didn't see them making an electric SUV, but that's exactly what we've got, and you would be a fool to dismiss it. This thing has got a bespoke platform, it's got a massive battery, it's got long range and fast charging. So it's a pretty impressive thing, certainly on looks alone. And speaking of looks, just take a peek at that front end. It's got a completely new design language, which is going to influence Lotuses in the future, but everything is functional. So all these holes direct airflow exactly where it's needed in the car. And if you look down the side, 23-inch wheels. You've got 2 charge ports, one on either side, digital door mirrors and flush door handles. You've got some cameras here for all the radars and things like that for the autonomous drive functions. And then at the back, you've got a 2-piece spoiler. Now that is not just for looks. By putting it in 2 pieces, it actually saves weight. Lotus says this thing is going to weigh under 2 tons, which is pretty incredible, frankly, if you look at the size of it. 5 meters long, 3-meter wheelbase. Just incredible. Lotus describes the Eletre as an all-new lifestyle car for the next generation of Lotus customers. Not something you'd have found in its marketing literature even 5 or 10 years ago. But laugh at its lifestyle ambitions all you want. The numbers make for some pretty compelling reading. Lotus says that every model will have at least 600 brake horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and do 0-62 in less than 3 seconds with a top speed in excess of 160 miles an hour. Battery capacity stands at more than 100 kilowatt hours, and it'll also have 800-volt charging, much like the Kia EV6 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Total range, Lotus claims, is in the region of 600 kilometers or 370-odd miles. Plug it into the fastest rapid chargers, and the battery is good for 248 miles in just 20 minutes. The price for all of this? Around 100 grand. Now before I get in, I just want to show you what happens when you unlock the car. Now, lighting signatures are not necessarily anything new, but the Lotus does things a little bit differently. When you unlock the car, the lights come on, it comes with this kind of animated display, but the grille also opens up because that's all active aero. It's what Lotus calls its peacock moment. It's kind of like the car is saying, look at me. And the best bit is it's all replicated on the inside as well. See, as soon as I get in the car, the dashboard comes to life. There's more to this cabin than meets the eye though. When you think of a Lotus interior of old, you probably think stripped back, you think bare bones, but while there is a few modern touches in here, and that's selling it short, there's lots of modern touches in here, like this 15-inch screen, cup holders, wireless phone charging, there's still a driver-focused feel. And then there's the materials. This wool blend fabric for the seats isn't just more sustainable, it's actually 50% lighter than leather. I bet you didn't know leather was heavy, you do now. Going back to the technology, this 15-inch screen in the middle, Lotus says you can access 95% of its functions in just 3 presses. I can't tell you if that's true because this is just a dummy, but never mind. In terms of other technology though, you get 2 screens, one here and one here, which show things like speed, remaining charge, stuff like that, and even media information. There's also a head-up display, and of course the 2 screens here for the digital door mirrors. But here's the really clever bit. Instead of adjusting the brightness using the infotainment screen, the Lotus uses eye tracking technology so that when you're looking and driving, everything is dimmed, but when you look at one of the specific screens, it brightens it for you. So it's always ready and waiting when you need it most. Lotus says every Eletre will come with exceptional driving dynamics, outstanding comfort, and true Lotus performance. We'll reserve judgment on that until we've driven the thing, but with standard air suspension, active aero, and 5 drive modes, it's got some pretty promising ingredients. The Eletre is also available with active dampers, rear axle steering, electric active anti-roll bars, and torque vectoring through an electronic limited slip differential. First drives are expected sometime next year, and we cannot wait. Back here, the Eletre's bespoke electric platform and long wheelbase does translate to a pretty decent amount of space. I've got plenty of knee room, decent headroom. There's a completely flat floor as well. Now this car is the 4-seat layout, which is standard in China but will be optional here in the UK. And obviously you can get a 5-seat layout with a 3-seat bench back here, but this just adds to that luxury feel. You get this big center console in the middle, which comes with some storage, some more cup holders, some more wireless phone charging, and this iPad style display, which obviously gives you access to all of the same infotainment functions that you get in the front. Again, it's a dummy, so I can't show you what it's like to use. But yeah, in general, just feels like a really spacious car back here, which you probably wouldn't expect from a Lotus.
Boot space for a car of this size isn't anything to write home about, but open up the tailgate and it's not as bad as it sounds. Lotus claims just 400 litres, only slightly bigger than a Volkswagen Golf or an ID3, but the space is a usable shape and size, certainly by Lotus standards. There's an additional 77 litres in the nose, though as this is just a one-off prototype, the bonnet is glued shut.
Who'd have thought 5 years ago that an electric Lotus SUV, I still can't believe I'm saying those words, an electric Lotus SUV could be the most exciting car of 2022. Yes, it's expensive, yes, it's exclusive, but on paper at least, it's got the numbers and the tech to back it up. It's a Lotus, but not as we know it. But I, for one, am really intrigued to see what's to come.
Head to DrivingElectric.com for all the latest electric and hybrid car advice, news and reviews, and check us out on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Finally, while you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to ensure you never miss a video.